Hello everyone, this is Monsi again with another Smashbook Process video. And here I'm just going to Smashbook this picture, and it is of my collection of, my beginner's collection of the stuff that has to do with cutesy little owls. I'm obsessed with owls right now, I don't know why, but it just seems to be my obsession. And so I'm just gonna just pulled out these pieces of paper. I think they are, well, I got them from a Simon Says stamp card kit. Don't remember which one. And three of those papers are from the new line, their latest card kit. The ones that I actually end up using are from they're from an older card kit, so can't remember which one that was. So I decided to map my photo on that blue, kind of off chevron, I guess. No, I think it is a chevron pattern paper, and I am going to I'm gonna fuss a little bit here. Going into Smashbooking pages, I don't know what I'm going to do. So at first I thought I was gonna do this, use those two newer cardstocks that I have. I think they are so pretty. I just love the colors in them. But once I add this orange matte onto my photo, it doesn't look as good as I would have hoped with these two pieces of paper here. So like I said, I do mess around with this quite a bit. I try to figure out, different ways of using it. I flip them over, I mess around with them, put them in different spots, and in the end I decide that they are not going to work. Not for this page anyway. So I decide to go through some paper that I just bought. I think it says best of Maggie Holmes collection. So I just bought it at Michael's. It was only $5. So it has a ton of paper in it, cardstock paper. And I want to use a specific one because I wanted to kind of do, my obsession with owls and this color, like turquoise teal color, but it doesn't look very well with that orange matte, so I decided against it. And then I looked through my other papers, that one that I got also from Michael's, and I think this one's Best of Dear Lizzie. And I decided to go with that, excuse me, that piece of paper. I just love the cameras on it, and I thought that it would go very well with the papers that I have already picked out. So I'm just cutting it down. I think I left it at 6.5 by 10 this time around. Usually I only do 6 by 10. I don't know why I decided to do 6.5, but so then I thought that since I had so much color on the pattern papers that I wanted to use, I decided that this needed a little bit more color, so I take out some I don't know what to call them. I don't remember what they're called, but it's kind of like watercolors. Only I think they're called like cakes, watercolor cakes, something like that. I don't know. They look like little loaves of bread, but so I decided to use some of the colors that are already in those on those pattern papers that I'm using. And I do use some a little bit of purple as well, just because I don't have lighter blue and blue, so just decided to use a different color. I do really like how this page turned out. I don't know why I'm obsessed with watercolors at the moment. So I think you're going to be seeing that for a little while now. And the page kind of does warp a little bit, but I'm okay with that since I'm going to be gluing it down on in my Smashbook anyway. So just drying it off there. Um, like I said, I really want to use those pattern papers, but they do not end up on this page. Now I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put this. I really don't want to cover up all the splatters, so I was trying to figure out where I could best put it. And since my main pattern paper on there, the camera one, is the black and white, I want to use another piece of black and white pattern paper. So here I'm just cutting down my papers that I'm going to be using. At first I really didn't like this, but I didn't like this paper, but I did make it work. I wanted to add a little bit more color, so again I took the same colors that I used with the splatters, and I just added them here. At first I didn't know if I was going to like how it was going to turn out, but I kept going and I really, really like how it turned out. So here I'm just adding the blue, the orange, and the purple. But I really do like the contrast of the colors with that black, white, and gray paper. And I do take out my watercolors. I should have just left them out. I do take out my watercolors quite a few times. However, you guys don't. I think I turned off my camera when I do the third time around. And here I'm just going through my die cuts, seeing if there's anything that I want to use here. I thought that orange frame would have worked perfectly, but I had already had my mats, so there was no point. And this piece of paper from the Snap collection, I really wanted to use it as the container of my title, I guess you could call it. But I totally forget about it until I was watching the video again, so I guess I'll use it next time. But I do really want to use these doilies. So to bring out the watercolor from behind, I end up taking out my watercolors yet again and is that what you call it? I splattered the doilies as well with the watercolors, but that I did it off camera, I think. So I'm just going through my die cuts here. I don't go through them very well, but this ends up being a very simple layout. I think it only took me about 45 minutes, which is not that long for me. So I do go through my die cuts here, and there's not really anything that I wanted to use here. So like I said, I keep it fairly simple. I think it was just all the fussing and yeah, pretty much all the fussing that took me a little while longer to get through. So this is where I had already splattered on my doilies. And I did add a little bit of Heidi Swapp, the gold color shine on there as well, just to kind of give it a little bit more glimmer. And these, I'm just cutting out strips from this blue and orange piece of paper, and I'm just going to make them into kind of a little cluster to where I can put my hearts. And I think that's pretty much about all the embellishments that I did. I did put I think it says hashtag makes me smile right beside the actual photo, and that was from the Heidi Swapp die cut pack, or ephemera pack, I guess you could say. So oh, and I did add sorry, I as for die cuts, that was pretty much all that I did. But, gosh, I can't even remember when I did this last night, so. And I'm sorry about my camera here. I don't know why it gets all blurry and it doesn't focus for some reason. I'm gonna have to try to mess around with the settings. So here I totally forgot that I actually do embellish my page with flowers. So I think some of these flowers are from I don't know if you'll see here. I do have them in my little organizer container that I miraculously found at Walmart for $4. I know, I was so excited. But also these flowers that came in this bottle, and it's by Prima. I don't know. I looked for a name on it and it doesn't have a name. So, but I mean, there are a ton at Tuesday morning. Well, at least at my Tuesday morning. They have a lot of the little bottles of Prima flowers. So I use a few from both the Recollection stash that I have, and then the Prima ones. And then that vellum piece of paper that you see on top there, I'm actually going to use that. I'm going to cut it up and I'm going to use it as my title. So you'll see me do that in a little bit. But first I get all my flowers glued down, and then I do put little pearls, I guess you could call them, in the middle of them as the insides of them, I guess. And I've had these little pearls for the longest time. I think it's been way over a year now. I actually got them when I first started Smashbooking, and that was a while ago. But I never knew what to use them for, and I always thought they were way too pretty to use. So since I've had them for a while, the adhesive is kind of deteriorating as time goes by. So I do add a little bit of glue, hot glue, onto them before I stick them down. But I'm very excited because I'm slowly using them all up, so I guess that's a good thing. And then I can go buy more. Oh, I guess I did that off camera. So I do use these Kelly Perky alphabet stickers. I actually got all 3 of these in the Simon Says stamp card kit. And my title, well, my little description, I don't like to call them titles, is just an obsession. Because like I said before, I am utterly obsessed with owls right now. And I think that was all I did on this page. So thank you so much for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed.